I'm Anabel Hernández, the investigative expert. In the last few hours, something brutal just came out, and what I'm about to tell you will make you see that Claudia Sheinbaum just made the biggest mistake of her presidency. A mistake that exposes her, a mistake that reveals the deal she had with Mencho, a mistake that's got Washington pissed because in a public statement the president slipped up, said what she shouldn't have, and now the US has confirmation of what they always suspected. Mexico's government was helping drugs get through. And what I'm going to drop about Sheinbaum's statement that enraged Washington, about the exact words where she admits they help smuggle drugs, about why she's never named Mencho directly, about the $20 million Mencho supposedly gave her for the 2024 elections, about why they torched 50 Bienestar banks as a message to the government, about the evidence that vanished from Mencho's cabin and why they wanted him dead not alive. This will show we're facing Mexico's biggest corruption and narcopolitics scandal ever, and Sheinbaum just ratted herself out. But first I need you to do something. Right now, no thinking, comment she slipped up. If you think Sheinbaum made a massive error, because after what you're gonna hear you'll get why Washington's furious with Mexico's government. Here comes the statement that's got everyone talking. Sheinbaum said word for word, "We have it very clear with our neighbors that there are principles you don't negotiate and we always tell the truth. If they don't want us helping drugs pass from Mexico to the United States, they also have to do their part so weapons stop coming in from the United States to Mexico." You heard that right, if they don't want us helping drugs pass. That's what Mexico's president said, admitting they help smuggle drugs. The fool slipped because what she meant is, we don't do anything to fight narcos unless you Americans force us. Comment, helping smuggle drugs if you heard her clear. And she said this in Culiacan, Sinaloa, the state with the least freedom and sovereignty, where Ruben Rocha governs, the governor who's basically admitted the narco issue publicly. Right there in that spot, Sheinbaum went to talk sovereignty, to clap for Rocha's management, to say Mexico's a free, independent, sovereign country. What nerve, what hypocrisy. Talking sovereignty in a narco-controlled state, where organized crime picks election winners, kidnaps poll workers, forces candidates to quit by threatening families. That's the sovereignty Sheinbaum talks about, narcopolitics sovereignty. Comment narco-sovereignty if you see the hypocrisy. One key thing you gotta notice. The president never names Mencho directly, never addresses it head-on, always dodges. Why she's scared, knows any of them could come out and say, "President, remember this," and expose her so she avoids provoking them. Sheinbaum skips Mencho's name because she knows what's behind it, knows the deals, agreements, funding. And if she provokes the cartel publicly, they can hit back, leak info, reveal what they know. That's why she stays quiet, dodges, plays dumb. Comment never says his name if you notice she avoids Mencho. And in Washington's capital, what they say is clear. After a cartel that ran over 20 years getting bigger and bigger, Donald Trump took out Mencho in one day. One day. Don't say it wasn't Americans who nabbed him. In one day they ended Mencho. That's what they say in Washington. They're right, over 2 decades CJNG grew and grew, became the world's most powerful cartel. Presence in over 60 countries, and Mexico's government did nothing. López Obrador did nothing. Sheinbaum did nothing till Trump came and fixed it in one day. That's what pisses off the US, they had to do Mexico's job. Comment Trump in one day if you see who really ended Mencho. And what infuriates the US government most is narco sponsorship by those who enabled it. 'Cause all governments dealt with narcos, some more, some less. But Morna governments didn't just deal with narcos. They joined the narco movement, became partners, shared the growth, the profits, active accomplices, not passive. That's the difference. A corrupt government taking bribes is one thing. A government partnering with organized crime, letting it grow, protecting it, splitting gains, that's another. That's narcopolitics. That's what 4T represents. That's what Sheinbaum just exposed with her statement. Comment narco partners if you get the difference. And we can't forget the warning after Mencho's death. They burned 50 Bienestar banks in one day. 50. Didn't torch Oxos, didn't hit private banks, specifically Morna government infrastructure, 4T's Bienestar banks. Clearest message, cartel telling government we had a deal and you broke it, had a pact and betrayed us. We paid you and you ditched us. That's why we burn your banks, attack your setup, send this message, the narco-gov. Our Renment cash link got exposed in those flames. Comment burned 50 banks if you see the cartel's message, and info dropped last week. Anabel Hernández said Mencho gave Claudia Sheinbaum $20 million for 2024 elections. $20 million. Funding from world's most violent cartel for Mexico's president's campaign. Stuff keeps coming out showing governments a narco vehicle. That's why Sheinbaum won't name Mencho, dodges the topic, slips when talking. Cause she has dirt they can step on, knows compromising info exists, knows if Mencho talked she'd sink. That's why they wanted him dead, why he didn't arrive alive, why he died conveniently in transit. Comment $20 million if that hits you. Tons of questions on what happened to Mencho, not one body photo, nothing documented. Wounded how, where, by who, what pics taken, loaded on plane, in what shape, total mystery, all hidden. No evidence left. Biggest question, where's Mencho's phone, his phones, all evidence? Why leave cabin stuff exposed so journalists basically took it? Why not secure evidence per protocol? Comment, where's the evidence if you spot irregularities? And what they grabbed, narco-bribe ledgers, but government didn't recover them, journalists found them in the cabin. Shouldn't have been there, should have been secured by authorities. Sloppiness, protocol fail, or deliberate, left evidence for someone else to find, to surface without government revealing it. Some say on the plane when they were supposedly transferring him, finish him now. Easy, just smother with pillow. What physical state was he loaded in? That's what we need to know to get they eliminated him to silence him. Comment killed him on plane if you think that's it. And for whom was Mencho talking key for the US? Imagine what he knew, info he had, politician names, bribe amounts, smuggling routes, governor deals, presidency pacts. All went to the grave with him. Who didn't want him talking? Mexico, Mexico's government, Sheinbaum, Lopez Obrador, all who took cartel cash made deals got compromised. That's why dead not alive, why evidence vanished, why nobody talks. Comment, they didn't want him talking if you see who benefits. Sheinbaum's gun statement is dumb, says US must do their part to stop weapons but customs has two sides. One smuggling in, one letting through, both responsible. Don't want guns, tell Army customs no passage. Mexico government's job not America's. Way to dodge, divert eyes, blame others for own negligence, complicity, narco pact. Sheinbaum wants us thinking problems, incoming guns, not outgoing drugs. Reality, both happen cause government allows. Comment both sides responsible if you see the dodge. Then Sheinbaum says sovereignty's non-negotiable, Mexico free independent sovereign. What gall? Sovereignty handed to narcos already. You and Andrés Manuel gave it. You're part of narcopolitics sovereignty. Can't talk sovereignty when crime controls whole states. Narcos pick elections, torch government infrastructure as message. In Sinaloa, narcos grabbed 800 poll workers days pre-election. Locked in warehouse, forced ballot stuffing, didn't release till polls closed. That's how Racha won, how elections work in narco states. And Sheinbaum goes there preaching sovereignty. Total joke, comment narcopolitics sovereignty if you see reality. And now Washington has it all. Testimonies from captured capos. Mayo Zambada talking, Ovidio testifying, Menchito naming names, and Sheinbaum's statement admitting they help smuggle drugs. All documented, recorded in the file. Question, when they act, when go after narcopoliticians, when use it all to sink government that backed world's most violent cartel's growth. Trump said Mencho's not enough, wants more, Mexico must step up, that means coming for politicians. Comment, Washington has everything if you see what's next. Sheinbaum's trapped. One side cooperate with US to dodge economic sanctions. Other protect prior government secrets. Protect Lopez Obrador, protect AMLO. Protect all who took narco money, can't do both. Her statement sold her out, showed government helps smuggle drugs, doesn't fight narcos willingly, only moves when US forces, exactly what Washington needed. Suspicion confirmed, complicity proved. Comment, Sheinbaum trapped if you see her spot. And if you made it here, need you to do something big. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video so it reaches more. Share with someone who needs real Sheinbaum quote truth. Hit bell for no missed updates cause Sheinbaum fucked up bad. Slipped, admitted helping smuggle drugs, never names Mencho. Dodges cause scared what they reveal. Washington's pissed, has all info, will act. President ratted herself, no going back. Comment, she slipped up. If you're tuned for next, see you there. And remember, talk too much you expose, and Sheinbaum just showed what Mexico's government really does with narcos.